What's up guys, Kyle here again, and today we are checking out the NARC Overdrive and Fuzz pedal from Poison Noises. Let's do it! Okay, hope you guys are doing great out there today. If this is your first time here at my channel, my name is Kyle, and what I do is I take awesome high gain amps, overdrives, guitars, pedals, pickups, cabinets, speakers, I record them through a simple SM57 setup, and I give you guys the unprocessed audio on your end. So if you're into E-standard thrash riffs, drop C hardcore riffs, and dudes that are having a mental break during the filming of this video, you're in the right place. Consider hitting the like button and subscribing on your way out so you don't miss any more of my stuff. Thanks! Alright guys, so as I said, today we are taking a look at the NARC, which is a dual mode overdrive distortion pedal from a smaller company called Poison Noises. I personally had never heard of them before they reached out to me on Instagram and asked me to demo this pedal on my channel. I checked out the specs and I said, let's do it! So thank you to Poison Noises for sending this out. Now they did send me the pedal for free, but even though they sent me the pedal for free for a review, you guys are still gonna get my 100% honest thoughts and opinions, so keep that in mind. Okay, so with this pedal, guys, when I say it's an overdrive slash fuzz, there's a lot of options in here in order to shape the tone going into the front of the amp. It is not your traditional tube screamer style overdrive by any means. It does not have a mid hump. You're going to want to introduce some of the clipping into the signal in order for this thing to really give your amp a kick to the front end and get it to be more saturated, whereas on a tube screamer, you wouldn't do that. You would just run the gain pretty much all the way down and it would give you the kick you would need. And you could add gain to taste if you wanted to, but this one's a little different where you actually do have to engage the clipping. So on the pedal, we have a sing knob, which is essentially like your level or your output knob. Here we have a squeal knob, which is your gain or your clipping knob. On the far left of the pedal, we have the squeak knob, which is your tone knob, but it is not like a mid control knob like it is on most overdrive pedals. This is actually a low pass filter, so when you turn it up, it actually allows more high frequencies through, and the more that you turn this knob down, the more it is going to attenuate those high frequencies and kind of roll off the top end of your tone without affecting any of the other frequencies. It won't push any other frequencies forward when it does so. So that's pretty cool. You don't really see that in overdrive pedals very often, and I thought it was a cool feature. I tend to gravitate towards overdrives that push the mids, but it's nice to have one now in my stable that doesn't push the mids, but I still like the way that it sounds. So beneath those knobs, we have three different switches. The first one, backstab, is going to switch between hard and soft clipping. So we switch it up. Okay, that's gonna give us more of a broken up sound. We switch it down. A little bit more smooth. In the middle, we have a lowdown switch, which is a three-way bass selection switch. So we have it in the lowest position, which is the lowest amount of bass. Switch it up to the middle and the bass will increase. And up. Woo! Hot tamale will be the highest amount of bass, and it's really pushing the front end of the amp right now. All right, so we're gonna put that back down into the low setting for now. And then over here, the two-time, we have three different diodes to select from. And this will affect our gain because, again, we are introducing the clipping on this pedal in order to get some saturation. So it will give us a different sound when we switch from one to the other. So we're in the middle now. Let's go to the top. So as you can see, all three of those have a pretty noticeable effect on the overall tone that the pedal is putting out there. So this is how I have it set up. This is how I had it set up for the intro video. I think I had a little bit more high end on it. But overall, this is basically how I had it set. We're going through the Marshall JCM dual super lead 50. I'm losing track of what I'm talking about here. So I'm gonna kick this off and then we'll kick it on and I'll start playing with the controls a little bit and then we'll check it out on these two amps here as well, just so you see how it reacts with different amplifiers. All right, so first off, let's take the tone knob for a spin and see how much of a difference it actually makes on the tone, because it's a fairly bright pedal when you have it above noon. We're gonna roll through it as we play. All right, I'm not gonna take it any higher because it does get very bright. It really does push a lot of high end through the top there. So I'm going to roll it back just below noon. So that is what we have there. On the squeal or the clipping knob, I'm gonna actually turn it all the way down because I did have it up just a little bit. I'm gonna show you this pedal actually doesn't have a lot of output without introducing clipping. So this is with no clipping in the circuit. All right, so we're gonna want to increase that. I liked it basically just above where it starts introducing the clipping, and you'll be able to tell pretty quickly. What I really like about this pedal is even though it doesn't boost the mids, there is a lot of just high-end detail. Like I feel like it really introduces a lot of high-end clarity, which is really interesting for an overdrive pedal, but the way that I have it set now is very pleasant to my ears. It's got like a lot of nice harmonics and stuff going on, so I actually really dig the way that this pedal sounds. I like it more on a mid-forward amp like the Marshall than I do the Mesa for, you know, kind of obvious reasons for what it does, but overall I definitely dig the tone of it. Let's put a little bit more clipping in the signal. So I actually reduced the gain on the amp a little bit to make up for the additional clipping that we're introducing with the pedal, but it's blending nicely with the amp gain. It's not really making it sound unnatural or solid state. It's like I said, it's got a nice kind of saturation to it that just sounds good to my ears. So let's roll through the diodes and the clipping setting on the pedal and see how much of a difference it makes on the overall tone. Pretty sure that wasn't even a sentence what I just said, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. With the clipping dialed where we have it on the pedal, it should be pretty noticeable. All right, so with the diode switch in the center, that is where it is the smoothest overall. That's where I personally like it. When you flip it up, it gets kind of rattier and harsher. It definitely has like a just more abrasive clipping style to it. When you flip it down, it fattens up the tone quite a bit, and it still has a little bit more of a breakup than the middle setting does. So you get three different settings that are pretty noticeably different. Again, I like it in the center the best, but let's go ahead and flip the actual clipping switch, and then we'll go through the diode modes and see how different it sounds with the switch up. All right, way more breakup as it is set there with the switch in the up position. So if you're going for a Doomstone or Fuzz type thing, you could probably roll the squeak all the way back and then kind of put this in the hard clipping mode and leave this switch up and then push your bass up, and you would probably get a really fuzzy broken up tone. Let's actually try that. I'm not really a fuzz guy, you guys know that, but experiment a little bit. I must be really pushing the low end because I've got my remotes falling off the edge of the table over here. But yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that setting because that is not what I do here at Belligerent Amateur Studios. We go for the tight, crushing, high gain sounds, but this thing also doubles as a fuzz pedal, so I just thought that you guys should know that. All right, so we've spent a lot of time on the JCM 2000. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Mesa and see how this pedal reacts with a Mesa triple rectifier. All right, guys, so we are on the Mesa triple rectifier. We are on channel 3 on the modern setting. Here is what the amp sounds like with no boost, and then we will engage the NARC and see how much of a difference it makes. All right, guys, so I set the pedal up much like I did on the intro of the video where I was going through the Marshall DSL-50. I think it sounds great. I think it works really well with both amps so far. Let's go over to the vintage mode of the amp. Dude, the top end chiminess that this pedal adds is fantastic. It really adds a nice top end clarity and just like harmonics to the top end. I don't know, I keep using the same words over and over again, but you understand what I'm trying to say. It definitely really shines in that area. I think that's a nice strength of the pedal, and again, it leaves the low end intact, but it still tightens it up just enough that it's an effective overdrive. So yeah, I really like it. Last but not least, let's go over to the EVH, check it out on there, and then we'll call it a day. All right, guys, so we are on the EVH 5153, 50 watt stealth blue channel. Let's hear how the amp sounds, and then we'll engage the boost. All right, it sounds good on all three of these amps. What I'm gonna do on this one though, I'm gonna roll the highs back, roll the mids up. Now we have a nice forward mid on the amp, and the highs are rolled back just a tad, and then the pedal is bringing them back in and adding that cool harmonic effect, and it just sounds really good. All right, so let's go into drop D, see how this pedal works for a drop setting. Definitely like the pedal more for standard tunings because it doesn't remove as much low end. It kind of doesn't take out some of that low mid muddiness that some other overdrives would. But in standard, that's great. When you tune lower, you're gonna notice it a little bit. All right, finally, we are in standard tuning again. I have an EMG 85 loaded Solar guitar here, and I really feel like this pedal is gonna benefit this guitar because EMGs have a lot of high end rolled off, and that's what I've always not liked about them. So I feel like this pedal will actually help out quite a bit in that department. So let's hear how it sounds with it off, and then we'll kick it on. Alright guys, that is going to do it for me today on the NARC from Poison Noises. What did you guys think about this pedal? I actually really dug it. If you couldn't tell, it's not like I wasn't gushing about it throughout the entire video, but I really think that this added something cool and new to my arsenal. It's not just another Tube Screamer variant. It really is something kind of unique, at least in my personal experience. I haven't played anything else that sounds quite like it. Positives for this pedal. It's $100 brand new from Poison Noises. You get this pedal, you're gonna have a really hard time beating that, trying to find a unique overdrive that's not some Chinese copy for $100. So definitely go down in the description of this video if you're interested in the pedal. I will put a link to Poison Noises website. Thanks again to Poison Noises for sending this pedal out. Really enjoyed doing this demo. If you like this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing on the way out so you don't miss any more belligerents like this. And if you want to support my channel and what it is I do here, down in the description of the video also are all my support links, including my Sweetwater affiliate link. You click that link, get yourself something nice from the fine folks at Sweetwater. Costs you nothing extra. I get a little kickback and it greatly helps the channel grow. Or you could consider becoming one of these fine people here by joining my Patreon community and supporting the channel that way. I would greatly appreciate it and I'd love you forever. Last but not least, consider joining the Belligerent Amateur community by joining my Facebook group and Discord server. All that is down in the description of this video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Kyle here again. We'll see you next time. I'm lost. Bye!